Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes here before I get started. Honestly, I'm watching, I thought it was going to be over by now, but I'm watching the end of this. What is it? The Black Swan, is it? Yeah, The Black Swan. Never seen The Black Swan before. And I'm watching the ending. Crazy stuff with that movie. So, just going to wait and see. How is everybody doing so far today? I'm just checking to see if there's anybody out there today. Ooh, 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 don't want to do that. All right, did anyone get notifications? I didn't even get a notification. Ain't that something? Maybe my notifications aren't going out. Now I'm annoyed because I did not at all see a notification for myself. Not at all. Did anyone else? I think anybody else did either. Might have to start this over because I really don't think any notifications went out. Oh, wait a minute. Did it go out now? I just saw something. Maybe? I have no idea. Hey, okay, there we go. Hello, Carolina Hillbilly. How are you? Thanks for coming in. I didn't think there was any. I wasn't sure if my notifications went out because I have my phone on and I'm not seeing it. Not even seeing that there's anybody even in the chat. I don't even know what's going on. But I'm not going to really pay too much attention more to that because obviously it's not telling me who's here and who's not. And I'm like, I would really hate to redo this. I really would. But Carolina Hillbilly, did you actually get a notification? I don't know. Did anybody get notifications that I was live, or did you just see it on a stream? Or, and I'm wondering because if I put out, if since I put out a video this morning. Oh, hello, Black Dahlia presents M's Coffee Convo. Hey, hi. Oh, well, good. Then everything did go out, and it's just not telling me. How's everybody doing? This is my first time back doing live stuff in a while. No notification, right? I don't think any notifications went out. I'm not going to worry about it. Um, I don't know why. I think because I might have put out a video this morning, it maybe didn't do it. And it was just I could have held on to that video. I mean, it was just a stupid video for playoffs this weekend, which I'm so excited for. Are are you a Buffalo Bills fan, Ems? Just curious because I think you're closer to that area than you would be to the Giants. Just wondering if that what are you a fan of football? That's a good question. Are you a fan of football? I'm a huge fan of football. If you haven't already noticed on my page, like I'm a diehard fan. Yeah, no notifications. Oh wait, Black Dahlia said she got one. So some people got them and some people didn't. I didn't see, and I was gonna go. Maybe I shouldn't use Streamyards, and then I used Streamyards anyway, and I was like, okay. So I'm just gonna keep going on here. Then if people are here, I'm not gonna like leave here and do something else. That would be stupid. So I'm not gonna do that. So I just came here to see how everybody's break was and to see what everyone was doing over the holidays. I wasn't. I did a couple of videos. I think I might have went on my a couple of lives like during Christmas time of other people's, but I don't really. I didn't have one myself, except for the one that I helped out with Miss Murder Australia. And that was because I told her I would help her, and her thing wasn't working, so we came over here and we worked it on my thing. That's why I'm here. Well, thank you, Black Dahlia Presents. I appreciate that. But yeah, like Christmas was crazy for me. It kind of started back on December 13th. And when it started that early for me, and I've got the kids, I've got everything else, just like everybody else does. And thankfully, oh God, thankfully, my back has been pretty good throughout the holidays. Like I was really able to go places. I didn't have to stay home any day due to the fact that I was too sore. I didn't have to go home early due to the fact that, you know, everything didn't hurt. It wasn't that bad. And I did just get my infusion right before Christmas. So I think that helped. And before that I got a shot up in my like an epidural in my spine. They have to put me to sleep for that due to the fact that my spine is kind of, off is a good word to use. Um, but I got the shot in my back. I got that. I was good to go for the holiday season. It was pretty awesome. It was like almost stepping back like 5 years, maybe even 6. Hold on. Something's upstairs playing. Nobody's here but me. Hold on. Echo, are you playing anywhere in the house?
You have translated enabled. Do you want to open it?
I what?
You have translated enabled. Do you want to open it?
No.
All right.
I got something playing upstairs. It's so bizarre. So, thinking, I can't believe that people didn't get anything here. I think I'm gonna try this over again, guys. Only because, like, it go. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about that. All right, I'm gonna go look. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know what's playing upstairs, and all of a sudden, it came out of nowhere. Echo. N. Echo. N. Echo. N. Oh my God. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Thanks, Black Dahlia. I swear to God, our echoes in our house are completely. There's something crazy going on with our echoes. We've noticed it, like I guess maybe around the fall. And what happens is the echo will just start playing anything. It started playing. Setting it off because we can't call it Alexa because that's my daughter's name. So one morning, my husband and I were sitting here, and it just like starts into Shakespeare out of nowhere. We're like, it's a Saturday morning, or I think we were watching Ridiculousness on MTV, so nothing about Shakespeare ever came up. And I was just like, what is going on with my Echo? And every time I say that, it goes, my Alexa. And it just like the one time, and it'll just start playing around the house music that we don't even listen to. Like it was playing some kind, right? And then it'll do really weird things. And I ask other people about this. I'm like, does your Echo do this? And they're like, no. I'm like, I think we've always suspected that there was some kind of spirit living here. I believe that stuff completely. And a lot of weird things have happened in this house. So I don't know. I'm not real sure. So, any rate, yeah, our Echo, it's being very creepy. Very, very, very creepy. It's going to say something to me now. No, it didn't. And we have them like on the top floor, downstairs, and here. So I don't have to go from floor to floor to floor to yell at the kids and stuff like that. Do I use it a lot? I do. I use it just to, like, if the kids are in the basement and I'm up in my room, I'll call them down in the basement if I need them upstairs. I'll use the that it's a good thing to have if, you know, like myself, if you have a bad back and things like that. It works out really well. But lately it's been weird. It's been really weird, and we can't explain it. And I ask everybody else. I'm like, if you have an Echo or Alexa, like, does it go off all the time? Does it go off by itself? I don't even know. I don't know. But my what you call it, my holidays were good. I really had a good time, but definitely by New Year's, on New Year's Day, I was exhausted. New Year's Eve, we were out Friday on Sunday at my cousin's. I was supposed to go to the Eagles game. A friend of mine texted me and she's like, "Hey, want to go to the Eagles Giants game?" And like, so it's like an old fashioned Brady Bunch intercom. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is. But and it'll play music. Like, 'cause we'll listen to it for music, and we'll listen to it for, you know, just simple reasons. Like, we don't even really ask it anything or play around with it. We just use it for what that is. And for whatever reason, and I don't know why it is, for whatever reason, it just goes off on its own. Stop it. No. No. My dog. My dog. Yeah, no, we're not growling. No. Understand? She's part lab, part hound. She's a funny dog. I thank you for hanging out, but don't feel like you have to be here, Black Dahlia, because nobody else is. I understand a lot of people go live at this time, and I haven't been live in a long time, so I don't know what my algorithm kind of thing is supposed to be, especially since I put out a video this morning. I don't put out a lot, but I'm going to try to do more. I kind of backed off for a while. I was still on here, I just more of as a subscriber than I was a creator. Um, because there was just so much going on with Christmas. Like I said, we had a party on the 14th, someplace to be on the 15th, and then the following weekend we went to see my friend Friday night at a bar. We went to see my the next following day was the Saturday before Christmas. We did something. Oh, that's right. My neighbors had a party. My neighbors across here had a party. We went to their party. And then Sunday, I went to my friend's house for the Eagles game that day. And then that was the beginning of Christmas, and we were everywhere somewhere, you know, during that week. And then the following weekend, just so many parties all at once. I don't even go to parties. Oh, thanks, Black Dahlia Presents. I enjoy your company too. I appreciate that, considering no notifications went out. But well, you got one, but a lot of other people didn't. I don't know why. It's kind of strange. So, at any rate, I am a huge Eagles fan. I am. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I did not grow up like loving Philadelphia, but now that I don't really live there, I miss it a lot. I really do. It was a great place to grow up as a kid. Never without any kids not to play with. I mean, you know, back when we were young, there was no phones or computers or anything like that to keep us preoccupied. We were either out getting ourselves into trouble or we weren't. And I was out getting myself into trouble most of the time. I mean, a bunch of middle schoolers in Philadelphia, if you're not out doing something that you're supposed to, you know, like whether it's like a sport or something like that, there's nothing else to do. If you're just out just sitting around, they're going to find trouble. And with the way the world is right now, I have a problem like even letting my oldest daughter go to the mall by herself, especially here. I went to the mall a couple of days before Christmas, and I was standing there, and I was on the second level. I'm in the middle of the mall, right where the food court is, and I see a cop walk in, full gear. Didn't alarm me whatsoever. And he walked up to the K Jewelers, which is right there, And then all of a sudden I see three more coming right up the escalator. I'm like, oh, do I leave or do I stay? And I'm like, well, if it was something horrific, I guess maybe they would, if they wouldn't be here, or they would be telling us to leave if it was something that we needed to. So I thought, like, do I stay or do I leave or do I wait until something horrible happens? And I'm just like, if something horrible was going to happen, they would evacuate them all. So there wasn't anybody in K Jewelers, so I wasn't worried about somebody being in K Jewelers about something like that. So I wound up quitting Bath and Beyond and just going, oh well, not Bed Bath and Beyond. I always do that. Bath and Body Works. God, I do that all the time. I get Bed Bath and Beyond and Bath and Body Works always mixed up. Um, got myself some soap. But yeah, that was before Christmas. So, on New Year's, my daughter wanted to go with her friends to the mall. And she wanted to go with my friends' kids. And so I said to her, I'm like, I'm not letting them go by themselves. She's like, fine, we'll go together. I said, fine. I could have used a day out. So, not, I mean, I was trying to, I had to get myself tired at times because when you sit at home and you're disabled, there's not much to do, and there's not much to do to get yourself completely tired unless you're really just having an extremely painful day and you just can't seem to wake up. And that's kind of what happens as well. So I decided when New Year's came along, just wasn't feeling well, wasn't feeling right, wasn't feeling good with the way that I've been. So I started, can't really see it now, but in here I have my green shake. I've started a green smoothie fruit kind of detox kind of thing. And I only eat carbohydrates. I don't eat, or not carbohydrates, yeah, right. I only eat meat as well, like protein. Why am I not thinking this morning? Maybe because of the diet. I don't know. So I started making these juices, and I make it with spinach and kale. I make it with strawberries, mangoes, peaches, and I hate peaches, but I can't taste the peach in it. And there's another one. Maybe it's cantaloupe. And you put them all in here, and you mix them up. And it's a green frothy mix, but I'll tell you what, it's really good. It doesn't taste like something disgusting. It looks a lot more disgusting than it tastes. My kids will actually drink this. If my kids will drink this, my kids won't even touch anything green at this moment. I can get them to eat lettuce, but that's about it. They won't eat green beans. They won't eat broccoli. They won't eat spinach. So if I can get spinach into them this way, I'll give it to them because they seem to like them. They're like, we can get over the fact that there's spinach in there. As long as we don't look at it, we can't taste it. Even if you look at it, you still can't taste it. But, and it's not more or less that I'm doing this because I want to lose weight and I want to look good and I want to this, that, and that, and I want to be in a size this, that. No. I've always been the person in my life, I've always been like on a diet, watching my weight since high school. I've been watching my weight. And, I've learned what works, what doesn't work for me. I'm turning 45 in about 20 days. 20 days. Yeah, today's the 3rd, right? Yes, today's the 3rd. So if today's the 3rd, I'm going to be turning 45. 45. Oh my God, 45. Like that doesn't seem real to me at all. 45. Oh, you're a huge Florida state. Really? Huge Florida state. See, my cousin used to work, or not work, used to play for the Florida Gators, which is that Florida State? No, that's the University of Florida, right? I'm pretty sure. You're going to Costco. My friend and I were just talking about that too. I got to renew my membership at Costco because I love their stuff, and I can get more of the frozen stuff cheaper than I can in the other thing. Yeah, boo, I thought so. Yeah, Florida, I know how much Florida State and the University of Florida kind of have that like little rivalry. And that's fine. Uh, but back in the day, this isn't even recent for crying out loud. Yes, the swamp. He played there. He played. He won, I believe it was the Orange Bowl back in the 80s with that team. He thought he was going to go pro. He was supposed to go pro with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, and his buddy, his one of his closest friends in college, who was a football player, was Howie Long. If you don't know who Howie Long is, he does all the Fox commentating on Fox. And I think they went to Villanova together, and then Villanova got rid of their football team. So my cousin wound up going to Florida. I forget where Howie went, but he was. I remember him hanging around my cousin when I was younger, way like really really young. Um, and hey, stop it! She bites herself constantly. So yeah, and I remember because I had bought something that said Florida State on it, and he's like, throw it out, throw it out. I'm like, what do you mean throw it out? I just bought the shirt. I'm not throwing it out. It says Florida on it. That was like one of the times I went there. We spare Gators. But after he was done with the Gators, he really hasn't done really much. Like not in sports wise, he hasn't done anything else in sports after he was done with the Gators. He, like I said, he thought, and he said that when it comes to, at least back then, when it came to making an NFL team, it was a little bit more political and who you knew instead of, kind of being drafted the way they do now. It was a lot different. So he's still bitter about that. And he just turned freaking 60. It's like, okay, get over it. Get over it. Your playing football days are long behind you at 60 years old. Hey, Red Rum Media, I saw you. I choked. Hello. How are you? I know I decided to go live. I haven't been live this whole time. That said, I have blocked a mod on your channel. Who the hell is that? LOL. Wait a minute. That said, I have blocked. I didn't see anything. Really? I didn't see anything. Let me look on my phone. I have no idea. Because when you're on StreamYard, sometimes you can't see the stuff. It doesn't say here that you blocked anybody. I only see where, hey, and then you said, wait a minute. Yeah, it doesn't say that you blocked anyone here. So don't worry about it. I don't know. And if you did, who was it? I don't know. But yeah, so the kids went off to school today, and I was thankful that the kids went to school. Sorry, I just noticed something that came through. They fired the head coach. Did they fire the head coach of Dallas Cowboys? He said Dallas Cowboys no longer have a coach. And people were saying that they thought that the Dallas Cowboys people were waiting for that coach to be fired. And I don't know. I haven't watched the Cowboys throughout the whole season. But when they played against the Eagles, I will have to say, because my mother-in-law is a Cowboys fan, and I'm like, I never say anything bad about the team ever, 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 because I'm so superstitious when it comes to football. I have to be wearing the same shirt. If they lost in that shirt, can't be wearing the shirt. Got to wear a shirt that is a winning. Like I bought a Jason Kelsey, what do you call it, jersey. It's this year. It's awesome. Every time I wore it, they've lost. So I can't even wear it. I have my old Dawkins jersey, which I still wear. That it seems to be my lucky jersey. I'm going to keep my lucky jersey on. So I'm going over to my friend's house to watch the game. A couple of my friends are going to go with me. And you know what's really ridiculous? It's all girls getting together to watch the game. No guys. What's wrong with this? Like it's completely changed. My husband could give it to. As a matter of fact, if I could go watch a game someplace else, especially if it's a big game, he's like, "Please go, please. I don't want to hear you. You scream, you yell, you holler. Get out." He hates it. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "There must be some men out there who die to have a woman who is this much into football, and you don't care." Nope. It's But I find it funny because there's about 6 women getting together to watch the game maybe a guy, and that might be my friend's boyfriend, but other than that, it's just us girls. It's funny how football's kind of changed quite a bit. But oh, I mean, I've gotten real into the football with my best friend's daughter, and her and I are just silly together. But we're the same way. Our hands are like clammy the whole game. We're freaking out. My hands get clammy. Everything gets really. I get freaked out when it comes to watching the game, especially if it's a game that like we have to win. I used to love me some Cincinnati Bengals, but oh my God, they're killing me. I've had those years with the Eagles, and God, I've had a game. We played the Miami Dolphins this past few weeks ago, and I stayed home for that game. Thank God. I stayed home for that game, and it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. I was like, that's it. This is the worst team. They're done. They're done. And it was a very, very embarrassing game. But what I've noticed is that Miami, even though they were such a bad team, they would always take down a team that was way better than them, not the teams that were easier. So yeah, so I'm excited for the playoffs. Do I honestly think we can make it? Crazier things have happened, but I think we're very lucky to be in the place that we are, considering where we were just like a few weeks ago. And it was like, there is no way we were making the playoffs. And then all of a sudden we did. And it was by chance, really. And once again, it was between the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. And I always like everybody who's a Dallas Cowboy always and they always get in my face, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And then and then when we win, and it's over, everything's over because I do have some cousins, I do have some family that are. All right, I gotta show this real quick. Ugh, here we go. I have this. All right, here we go. Ah. See if you can see. No. All right, let me see if I can play that again for you. Keep focus. Focus. All right, now it's focusing. All right, ready? Nope. That when I saw that, that cracked me up because I'm not the type of person to go in your face, but when the game's over and we won, and all the people who said to me in your face, that's what I like to do back to them. And that's just for the people who like to antagonize me. I don't antagonize, not that I don't. Yes, I do. I'm just as bad. But I don't. I'm very superstitious because I find it if you do that and you're extremely superstitious, it always goes in the superstitious way. It always does. That's why I don't. I'm so weird when it comes to that stuff. I was a cheerleader growing up. I was a cheerleader for 12 years. Growing up, I cheered when I was, you know, for this youth organization. We went to competitions and things like that. And then um, as I got older, I got kind of sick of it because I had been doing it since I was 5. So when I got to like middle school, I tried basketball. I sucked. I tried softball. That was worse. So I realized, all right, I'm really not good at anything else. So I will just stick with cheerleading. And when I went back to high school, I went back to cheerleading. So I took like a year break, 2 year break. And that was a lot of fun to go. I loved cheerleading through high school. But I was there was 4 cheerleading squads where I went to school. There was girls cheerleading who cheered for girls, and then there was boys cheerleading who cheered for boys. I was a huge football fan. I always loved football. I always wanted to cheer for football. I didn't want to cheer for girls. I didn't want to cheer indoors all the time. I didn't want to. I would have rather cheered at games than go to competition. And that's kind of what the if you are on the Ragdolls, you get to go to competition. If you're on the Raiders, you get to go to and do games instead of competition. So I was on the girls for 1 year on the JV team. Then I moved over to the boys and I tried out and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it because I knew they were difficult and they had this new coach. And I wound up making the team and it was the best move. I loved cheering for the boys. I loved cheering for football. I loved going to games. We always won the playoffs. Um, we had a really good team back then. We had a really, really good team when we were there. I don't think they've had a good team in a long time now, the school that I went to. But uh, I loved it. And I think about it now and I'm wondering is it because I'm a cheerleader or that I was a cheerleader that my back is so bad? I think part of it because a lot of pulling and pushing and tugging. There's a lot of and again a lot of people. Hey, adventure with Carl. Nice, happy Friday. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Um, it's craziness though. I loved it, and I can't believe that I'm going to be 45 in 20 days, and I'm still talking about when I was a teenager. That's crazy. Oh my God, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Really doesn't. But with that being said, I want to tell you just a little bit about what I'm doing for the new year and why I'm doing it. I was started to tell you that, but I never got through it, so I'm going to tell you now. So I'm starting to make these drinks. Like I said, I make them with spinach, kale, like fruit. There's strawberries. There's no blueberries. Strawberries, maybe pineapple, mango, and peaches. I'm not real sure, but it's a mixture of fruits, frozen fruits. And you put the frozen fruit in with the spinach and you mix it up in the blender. And once you do that, you get yourself like these really great green shakes. These green shakes are absolutely delicious. I enjoy them. I started doing these a long time ago and I had gotten off the routine of doing this and I hadn't done it probably like 3 years because I've been either getting surgeries or getting whatever it may be. I've been constantly in the hospital. So when I think about, trying to feel better, have a better diet, doing better for myself, I want to start doing like a cleanse, for my body just to detox all the whatever else that happened throughout the holidays and then try to get myself on a regular good diet that I can stick to and that will be good. But this is just to help really jumpstart it. So I think I'm going to do it for like a month for the jumpstart. I think I can handle that. And it just makes me feel better. I already feel better by doing it for one day. Um, but I have the shakes for morning, lunchtime, and then I only have proteins at dinner. No, and vegetables. No carbs, no sugar, besides the fruit. And it works. It does work. Believe it or not, when I woke up this morning, I was up last night. I was up on YouTube until like midnight. And I was so tired. I'm like, when I got to bed, I'm like, ugh, tomorrow morning's going to suck. But I woke up yesterday, I was exhausted. I'm like, screw this, I'm going back to bed. So I went back to bed yesterday. I stayed in bed for most of the day. It felt really good. I needed to sleep after all the craziness. But then um, after that, I was ready. I wanted to stop eating the sugar. I wanted to stop drinking the alcohol. I wanted, no, I didn't want any more bad foods. I need to start eating healthy again. So this was my way of kickstarting my new way of life, new way of being for the new year. And hopefully this will be a way better decade than I had previous decade. Because that, even though like I had my kids were born in '07 and 10. So they were a part of that decade. But this decade that's coming up, or the past decade that had, it's been nothing but sickness. I mean, there's been some great times messed in with some really freaking awful bad times I had. I just never thought that the bad was going to end. And yeah, 2019 was difficult in our house. Um, but it could have been worse. Like that's how it could have been way worse. Could have been way worse. But yeah, I know Grace, my oldest, went through a lot last year with getting diabetes, trying to manage diabetes, and also, she's becoming a teenager in less than a week. I'm just, when I have to say 13, teen, that drives me. I'm like, I'm not ready to be a teenager. I'm not ready to be a mom of a teenager, but I don't really have a choice. I mean, she's already a teenager, don't get me wrong. She's sneaking stuff like her computers and stuff. That's what they sneak. They don't sneak like the stuff that we did when we were young, because we try to get them off their computers and manage their screen times, and that doesn't seem to always work out the best. But it's really hard because we want them to have normal, and they keep telling us as parents we really need to limit the screen time that they have on the computers and things like that. And I tell them the reasons why. They don't care about the reasons why. They just want to be on the the computers or the things with their friends. They don't see that. I've tried to explain it. They don't understand it. Not, at least not yet. But my oldest, because of the diabetes and it has affected her vision, she kind of gets it, but at the same time all of her friends still do it, so she does it. Just they play on the computer and then they're on the phone, so they have every freaking gadget going at the same time while they have a group of friends on a game that they're playing with each other online, which is normally Roblox that they're on. But I'm like, get out, do something. So I took her tablet away from her on New Year's, and she's like, well, I want to do something then. Like, what do you want to do? So I took her and her friends to the mall, which I said before. Um, and it was nice because she's really good friends again with all the friends that she had in preschool. And we were a really close group of bunch around that time, and that was about 2007, 2008. And uh, no, she was born in 2007, so that had to be about more like 2009, 2010 that they had met. And she's been friends with those girls. I mean, they've been friends the whole time, but they weren't her closest friends, and now they are. And she's now with a really good group of friends, and that makes she's happier than she's ever been. I mean, she reminds me of the kid that I had when I was younger, when she was younger, and I was younger, and she was younger. She never had a care in the world. She was always happy, and last year was just pure shit, just shit. But we learned a lot, and she's still, going to do normal teenage things. But the crazy thing is that, where kids steal food and they take it upstairs, that's my biggest concern for her. Like, I try to sit down and tell her, you can't just take food, steal it, take it upstairs. And we've seen her do that before. And I get it. I still have problems. Gypsy, stop it. Stop it. She's crazy. Um, yeah, so we're just trying to, I'm just happy. She's on a much better path. She's doing so well in school, which last year I couldn't say the same thing. As a matter of fact, we were looking at the possibility of her flunking some classes. And I was just like, how did we get from being like an A and B student, some C's here and there, but an A and B student that started failing between hormones, freaking diabetes, and just being in middle school, period. And because I remember sixth grade being the hardest for me, it was certainly the hardest for her. And I feel for her, and I'm kind of hard on her a little bit, only because when she does like the dumb thing is she's got to really make sure that she watches herself. And that's all I really want for her, is just to make sure she watches herself. And especially because when we went to CHOP back in December. Was it back? No, this was a couple months ago when we went to CHOP. We went there and the doctor checked up all her bloods that she was checking, and she was high the whole month. the doctor looks at me and goes, you need to call us about this so we can change the medication. I'm like, oh, I thought we just keep correcting. And she's like, this is why you come in twice a month so we can figure all this stuff out. So I'm like, good. So I'm sorry, I got this new haircut and I haven't straightened it yet. And if it doesn't, it just kind of goes anywhere it wants to go. And it kind of, I have to adjust it every now and then, or it just starts to just come out like this. But I just wanted to come on and just wish everyone a happy new year because I had not done that yet. A lot of my notifications didn't go out, but that's okay because I was really happy to have who I had in here. Like you, Black Dahlia Presents, thank you so much for being here. And Red Rum Media and Adventures with Carl. And who else did we have here before? And Carolina Hillbilly. Yeah, not too many. But
Hey, me.
woo! That just was my phone. Something went off. Um, but I plan on starting to go live more regular. I probably shouldn't have gone live and dropped a video within the same amount of time. Probably was my big mistake. But with that being said, I'm going to head out now. I might be back later. I got to start getting some stuff done, but I just wanted to say hello, tell you how, I'm starting off my new year because it feels good. I feel better. Even just by doing this for one day, I feel better. So I know by the end of the day, I'll probably be irritated as can be because I will be wanting sugar pretty badly. But okay, but thank you guys for all hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I will catch everybody later. And hopefully the next time I go live, my notifications will go out and everybody can be here. But I appreciate everybody else who was here. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And go birds, go Eagles.